the sense of patrioticness, patriotism, that's the word. Interesting concept. Kind of like tribalism, or modern day tribalism, is kind of what that patriotism is, the pride in one's territory, country, all that. I had this conversation with one of my friends, and I just love the idea of this, but he said, why do we have to be like American citizens or this? It's like, why can't we be Earth citizens? And so ever since then, I was like, that's a really good point. Like, I'll consider myself an Earth citizen. Like, we are the stewards of this place we live and the citizens of this planet. And it's a more inclusive, holistic way to have a sense of that patriotism. I should look up what that means, but it's probably it's like reverence for your country and passion to, I don't know. I should look it up. But I just thought that was really cool. If we started calling ourselves Earth citizens and had pride in our Earth and like did our best to keep it sustainable and be a helpful part of the ecosystem, and so we're figuring that out. And if there are aliens around, it'd be nice to get some mentorship on how to better do that. I wouldn't be surprised. It's a lot more people are thinking this, but the whole aliens thing and the secrecy around it, I mean, it would really check out if they've been here the whole time and giving us like this technology, sneaking in this technology, like whatever, like night vision, fiber optics, all these things that just kind of materialize, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, we have this. Whereas like back in the day, that'd be a huge groundbreaking discovery, which it is here too, but it's like you don't really hear about it like in the New York Times or whatever, and they're like, oh, this person came out with that. Or maybe it does happen and I just don't really read it enough. I don't stay up to date enough. But I wouldn't be surprised if the beings or custodians of this place, the non-corporeal entities, or the entities that don't reveal themselves, the lords of this realm. There's probably a whole hierarchical thing, like, as above, so below. We have all kinds of hierarchies and contracts here, and bureaucratic this and that. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was that way up there. We're often very woo-woo about things we don't understand, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's just other beings like us. They just have other abilities and actually have their memories. I keep saying that, but it just doesn't add up that we would just discover all this stuff in the last 100 years on our own, or even more than the last 100 years. So to me, it's more believable that there's definitely been other beings around here the whole time, and of course they don't want us to know about them because it would distract from what we're doing. But I'm all about that symbiosis. I'm like, we could really use some adequate mentorship around here if they're capable of that, because I would say whatever they're doing doesn't really meet expectations. We're kind of like this petri dish. Like, if you're going to build a planet and ecosystems and stuff, we're just kind of probably being studied by them. I don't know what they're trying to get us to do, but maybe get us to evolve with the least amount of their help, or it's like with them not being in the scene, in the story, in the script. But we're starting to figure it out. We're We're starting to figure it out, and I would be really surprised if we got this far without any help from whoever these beings are that have engineered this, or the keepers, the lords of this realm. But it's kind of like in Star Trek. I imagine it to be like they have this big rule of not interfering with the affairs of the planet, the civilizations, like society, whatnot, even though I don't know how far that goes, because they totally influence society. Like, what is it? In fact, I could do a whole nother video on this, but what is it that makes something a trend, that makes something viral, that makes something cool? Like, what is controlling the potency of an aesthetic or an attractor for people? And because I find myself to be kind of like resistant to that. Like, if there is a trend going on, I kind of shy away from that, because it seems uncanny to me how all of a sudden all these people are fascinated by something that I'm like, maybe it is fascinating to me as well, so it's not like I'm exempt from that. But it's very peculiar to me, very strange how trends and stuff work, because then I see lots of content, music, inspirational speakers that don't, it's like they're kind of like me. It's like I have so many things to say, so many conversations, and maybe it's the algorithm, but it's like there's not a whole lot of what's the word, engagement, interaction. I know there's some of you, and who's ever watching this, I appreciate you, and I would love to hear your thoughts on these things. And you know, I take kind of a hard stance on things, but it's all fair game for someone to it's like push back and like challenge my opinion or something. I actually really respect that, and I really enjoy that. So don't be afraid to, if you're feeling a little savage on a point, or very resolute on a point, totally acceptable to have like Vobers, like have what's the word? Struggling with words today. To have a hot take, or like whatever. I just love to, I want to get us thinking. I want to, like, what are we doing here? What is this all about? You know, all that is very relevant. I mean, I'm all about staying in script too. I explore different personas, and there's different personas that embody my whole thing. You know, I feel like I could be an actor. I love playing roles and stuff, but only certain roles. There's some roles I'm sure I could do really well, and I'm overly confident on stage in that, because it's not like I'm even exposing myself or have to feel self-conscious, because I'm basically, if I'm in a play, I'm being someone else, and so I can get as crazy with that as I want, you know, in front of God and everyone. It's like I like to take an unashamed perspective on things. Like, I mean well, my will is good. I want things to go better for all of us here. Like, this is a tough level of the video game. This matrix we're in, this place we're in, and it is very challenging, and I'm still learning to accept that. There's a lot of things I don't accept. There's a lot of things I just choose to not accept. Like, I'm not even trying to or struggling to accept. I just straight up don't accept it. And, you know, like, egregious things that happen to people. Like, you know, there shouldn't be non-consensual things here. People should be able to explore their journey without having their, like, life dictated, or like sanctioned consciousness. Like, you know what I mean? In places where, like, weed's illegal, cannabis, my sister tells me, weed is its slave name. And I'm like, okay, you know, that's fair. Anyway, time's up.